Kayhan TV Sports Break. Woo! The special NBA Playoff Preview Edition. We know what we're all here for. The cheap thrill that is the NBA Playoffs. Pitting two teams against each other in a fight to the death. Best of 7. Who can get the ball into that bucket more than their opponent? And all for a big golden trophy. I will kill somebody for that trophy. I would literally barrel into the basket, flying through the lane, and ram my knee into someone's face to get a bucket in the playoffs to help my team get closer to that magic number 16. 16. That's all it takes to etch your name in with the all-time greats. CP3, I'm looking at you. When you go down and you don't have a title to your name that you were a significant contributor towards, you can be a great player, but you're not one of the all-time greats. The all-time greats did what they had to do to beat the other guy and bring it all home, at least once in their 20 or so some odd years. Now the regular season ended last night, and we have our brackets, and we have some fresh, exciting matchups to discuss. But first, we must put a nice little bow on our NBA regular season. And for such an important occasion, what would an NBA sports break be without our NBA expert, Vlad Kitaichik?
I'm here.
Vlad Kitaichik in the house, everybody! Yeah! How you doing, Vlad? You excited?
It's NBA playoff time. Let's get it started. Let's get it going.
That was a few years ago. Let's get it started. But anyways, it's finally here. And we got all these practice games out of the way now, and it's time for the real thing. But before we get to our playoff preview, I want to get a couple of quick hits out of the way. We were forced to watch 82 games for our respective teams this year. A lot of them not very intense, but the games were scheduled and played nonetheless. What is your story of this 2016-2017 regular season? And there were a lot, so you'll get one and one honorable mention as well.
Okay, I think my story has to be the Russell Westbrook triple-double, just averaging a triple-double for the season. Well, I mean, it hasn't been done since Oscar Robertson in the 60s. Unbelievable. What a season he's had. I may have said whatever I said about the NBA in its current shape, but come on, that's an impressive feat. Triple-double, leading your team, doing what you have to do to win. Unbelievable. Great job, Russell Westbrook. That's my story of the season, because that's history. That's what it's all about. It's setting some history and making history. Honorable mention, I mean, it's just some laughs. LeBron calling out his teammates, feuding with Charles Barkley. I thought it was great fun. I thought it was hilarious. It's the type of drama that we like to talk about, like to discuss when we're not talking about stuff on the court. It's great. Loved it. I love when LeBron feuds with anybody. I love when he's wrong. Even when he's right, he's wrong, so it doesn't matter. LeBron, Barkley, LeBron calling out his teammates, asking for more help. Stuff like that. Loved it. That's my honorable mention.
Very interesting stuff, Vlad. Well, for me, I was a little fascinated that the resting stars trend became a big fiasco at the end. It's something that's done in a lot of sports, soccer in particular, where it's just not feasible that a player can play every game in such a grueling sport where 2 games in a week is pushing a human beyond what they're physically capable of doing. There are complaints, but when a player can't play, he can't play. And if it's so important that the away fans see the biggest stars, then maybe that's the compromise that should be made. That you can't rest star players on the road. They need to play at least one of the road games. And the thing that ticks me off the most is when players say playing part of the game hurts their stats for contract negotiations. I'm sorry, but that is just the biggest load of bullshit. If you're signing a player and you can't distinguish from when they're playing a full game and when they're playing half of the game, then you're probably a stupid franchise like the Knicks.
Oof, absolutely.
And that leads me to my honorable mention, which was the Knicks throwing Charles Oakley out of Madison Square Garden.
Good segue.
Which I'm not going to discuss anymore right now, but it was funny as hell. You can go back to our February 12th show if you want to hear us talk about that. But we have to move on now. When we come back from our break, we will delve into the Eastern Conference first round matchups.